So how do you know what type of trader you are? So I'm going to give you 10 factors today for you to determine what is your life calling. Let's talk about that today. Coming up next. So you come to trading and then you look at the options you have and you don't know what is your life calling. Am I born to be a scalper? So you go and try as a beginner. Let me just try scalper. Since most people preach scalping, the more trades you make, the merrier it is. Then you lose money, then you go to day trading, then you go to swing trading, then you go to position trading, then you lose money again. Then you go back to where you are and then you're confused. The truth is that before you pick one thing, it's just like picking a partner. You need to have criteria. You need to ask yourself 10 questions. Is the guy or girl rich? Because I am a gold digger. So the first question you need to ask yourself is, what is your risk tolerance? Or in other words, what is your risk appetite? If you're somebody who like to go skydiving, bungee jumping, and you like to trade Bitcoin, all the volatile stuff, you can afford to go to trade the smaller time frames. You can become a scalper, or you can become a day trader, or somewhere in between. Basically the smaller time frames, because when you trade smaller time frames, you need to open a lot of trades, and hence when you open a lot of trades, you need to have a high risk appetite to be able to tolerate the amount of open orders that you have. Because if one day you're opening 50 trades, 100 trades, 10 trades, you need to be peaceful with that. You know what I'm saying? But if you know that you're very conservative, you like to buy large cap stocks, you like to double check, triple check things before you pick a partner to marry. But with that said, even if you check so much, sometimes it still doesn't work out. So if you're more conservative, you can go somewhere to the higher time frames, which is position trading and also swing trading, because over here you open less trades. So then the second question, are you able to handle losses? Now, nobody likes losing, but there are some people in this world, they can handle a lot of losses, handle a lot of failures, handle a lot of heartbreaks, and they still can wake up next day and be like, today is another beautiful day. You need to understand that if you trade the higher time frames, let's say if you become a swing trader or position trader, the higher time frame you go, the lower percentage win rate you would have. Because normally when you go to the higher time frames, your risk to reward would generally be better. So since your TP target is so much wider than your stop loss, the probability of it hitting the stop loss is a lot higher. But then if you do get a winning trade, it's going to cover all your previous small losses. But if you go to the smaller time frames, yes, you would get a high win rate. This is what a lot of retail traders like. What is your win rate? I can tell that there are traders who get a 90% win rate and they still cannot make money, because you know, one of the reasons is because their risk to reward is not so good. So normally if you trade the smaller time frames, your stop loss would be a lot tighter as compared to somebody who trade the higher time frame. So if you cannot handle losses, you know yourself, when you get a loss, you would cry for a few days. You need to move to the smaller time frame. And the third question you need to ask is, what is your experience? One of the things that experience affect is your, this is really important, okay? If you trade the small time frames, reaction time. If you see the price move, can you click on time? Or are you going to be like, let me think for one day? Assuming that your reaction time is not so good, you are a beginner, please don't go and start with being a scalper, even though some people would tell you to scalp because you can open a lot of trades every single day, you can get high. If your life calling, your dream is to become a scalper, you tell me, Karen, I know what I want in life. I am a pure scalping talent. Don't go and start on day one becoming a scalper. You gotta start at the higher time frames, then gradually, as you become more experienced, you progress to your dream job. Generally, the more experience you have, you can afford to go to the smaller time frames. But if you're not so experienced, it's better for you to start with the higher time frames because it doesn't require fast reaction time. With that said, if you were a game addict like Karen Fu, and you played Dota, you played Autogen, you played MapleStory, you played almost every game under the sun. You have a game shelf instead of a bookshelf. Yes, I am that good. But with that said, I stopped gaming like this, so don't cancel me, okay? So the next thing is, what is your purpose for getting into trading? If you just come to trading to diversify your portfolio, example, you have stocks, you have futures, you already hold many different asset classes, you just want to add currencies to diversification. So if you want to use forex currencies to diversify, to hedge, then you can become a position trader, because your priority is not to trade short term, to generate income from forex trading alone. And this is what a lot of companies do. They hedge using futures because they have different businesses, different branches in different countries, so they need to hedge against currency losses. But if your main priority is, I need to generate some form of active income every month from trading, then you need to go to the smaller time frames. But with that said, even as a swing trader, you can also generate good consistent income every single month. So the fifth question you need to ask is, are you a busy man or women? If you are, for example, you're just like somebody who hung up on me a few days ago, he'd be like, Karen, you know, I'm very busy, I have a lot of clients. Okay, so if you want, don't want, then just don't want. If you're a very busy person, you have a 9 to 5 job, you study part-time at night. Not only that, you have 3 rabbits to take care of, and you're planning to get another hamster to accompany your 3 rabbits. Then you need to trade the higher time frames, because the higher time frame traders, position trader, swing trader, they don't require that much screen time. But if your whole entire aim is to go into full-time trading and you have the time to devote to trading, then you can afford to go to the small time frames, scalping and day trading, because these 2 types of trading style, you need to sit in front of the computer more as compared to being a swing trader, position trader. In other words, you would have no life. Now, a lot of beginners would think that the more screen time I put in, then the more profitable I'll become. The more trades I make as a scalper, day trader, the more money I will make. I can tell you, last time when I become a scalper, I opened 50 trades and yet I'm not making money. But when I go to the higher time frames, then I start to become more profitable, and I don't spend as much time in front of the screen, because once I put in a trade, I just let the trade run. I let the markets do the work instead of me doing the work, and I hold my trades for weeks to months. Life is a lot more peaceful. But if you tell me, Karen, I don't want a peaceful life, then question number 6, how much capital do you have? To those people who ask me for money because you don't have money for your forex accounts. Which type of trader should you become when you don't have any money? None. I know it's very hard for you. You are in bad financial situation. You only have $50 left in your savings account and you want to use trading to save your life. Let me tell you something. Again, don't go into trading, because when you use trading to solve your financial problems now, the way you trade is going to be like a drunk person, drunk trader. You'll make really stupid decisions. By capital, I mean people who have money that they can afford to lose. Let's say, for example, you have this $1,000 cash in front of you, and you'll be like, if I lose this amount, I can still pay rent next month. I can still pay for my Lambo next month. If you have a Lambo, why do you want to trade? If I lose this amount, I can still feed my 3 rabbits. So if you have a large sum of capital that you can afford to lose, let me emphasize that one more time, you can go to the higher time frames, because the higher time frame you go, the more capital you need to have to be able to sustain the long-term volatility. Because when you trade long-term, your stop loss would be really wide. Of course, you can decrease your lot size, but if your capital is not big enough, there's only so much that you can decrease. You know what I'm saying? So the more capital you have, the larger time frame you could go. The smaller the amount of capital you have, then you should maybe go to the smaller time frames. And again, let me emphasize to you again, a $50 account won't make you rich, nor will it solve your money problems. So question number 7, you need to ask yourself, what do I like? Do I like pizza or... So what do you like? Do you like technical analysis or do you like fundamental analysis? If today you saw a video about stochastics and it's published by Karen Fu and you feel like vomiting, and then she published another video on MACD the next day, and you'll be like, how come you keep bombarding me with indicators? I don't want to see any more indicators, okay? If you really like it when people talk about interest rates, monetary policy, and quantitative easing and tapering, and then maybe your life calling is to become a fundamental analyst, which means that you should consider becoming a position trader, because this type of trading requires a lot of fundamental analysis. And if you are more towards FA, then here, more towards TA, then here. If you don't like these two. Number 8, you need to ask yourself, what are your principles? What are your values? What do you believe? Do you believe that trading should be exciting, it shouldn't be boring, and you don't want to change your opinion? Then maybe scalping and day trading is for you. But if you feel that it is not about the quality, you need to focus on making a few high quality trades. It is not about the quantity of trades you make, but it is about the quality of trades. Then you should consider going into swing trading, position trading, because you don't want to contradict yourself, you know what I'm saying? Like if you feel that quality is more important than quantity, you cannot contradict yourself and then become a scalper every single day. Then every single day you wake up, you're in conflict to yourself, and then you look at a mirror and then you'll be like, who am I? Question number 9, are you patient or are you impatient? If you went for lunch today and the waiter be like, wait a moment, it's gonna take 2 hours, then you'll be like, it's okay man, it's okay, I'm not rushing, even though later on I need to go settle an emergency situation. You can consider becoming a swing trader, position trader. You need the patience to wait for an opportunity to open a trade. And once you open a trade, you also need patience to wait for the price to hit your TP target. And this is not easy, because some people, when they have no trades for 1 day, they be like, you know, I signed up for this not to become a plant. If you cannot wait, then you need to go to the smaller time frames, because chances are, as a scalper day trader, you can have at least 1 trade a day. But of course, as a day trader, some days it's normal to not have any trades unless you force it. Then that's a different story. These are more fast-paced trading, okay, and there's higher time frames, slow-paced trading. If you like to watch paint dry, you know where you should go to. Okay. Then the 10th question you need to ask yourself is, are you a visual person or are you analytical? Do you like to spot patterns? Do you like to look at shapes and things? Then what am I talking about? If you enjoy spotting patterns, you are a visual person, then you can consider becoming day trader or scalper. On the other hand, if you're somebody who is analytical, you're also mathematical, you can consider becoming position trader. You will need to do a lot of Excel analysis, you will need to do a lot of calculation. To put it simply, position traders are nerds, whereas for day traders, scalpers, they are the gamers. But if you kind of know that you are both, a little bit of both, then maybe you can consider becoming a swing trader. So there's no hard and fast rule as to which one exactly you should become. You can become both if you're a hybrid, you know, you're somewhere in between. You can become both day trader, swing trader. You can also become both scalper, day trader. I give you a quiz, okay? You tell me which type of trader this guy is. So let's say this gentleman is called Mr. Solimpes. He has $5,000 extra cash. And he's very busy man, Mr. Limpe is very busy. He only got a few hours a week to spare. He's a very busy man, but he has some extra cash. And he wants to diversify his portfolio. Which type of trader he should become? The answer is he should go to the higher time frames, for example, position trading or maybe swing trading. But personally, I think that he's more suitable to become a position trader. Then the next trader, Mrs. Gao Xiu Dai, okay? A stay-home mom, housewife, and because her kids just sleep the whole day, so she has a lot of time, many hours, no, a lot of time. She has a husband, but her sugar daddy give her every month $10,000. But she doesn't like luxury stuff, she doesn't like LV bags, so she's bored with the fact that she has so much money, she don't know what to do with it. But then when her husband make her wait for 10 minutes when he want to go out and buy some grocery, and she'll be like, why you take so long? So she's a very impatient lady. Okay, what type of trader do you think she should become? 1, 2, 3. She should probably head to the smaller time frames based on her personality. But with that said, there are a lot of factors, right, to take note of. These are just 3 factors. Maybe Miss Gao Xiu Dai can pull it off being a long-term position trader and investor because she's just so talented. If you want to learn technical analysis, I've done a free, I've done a free video recently. You can go and check it out, okay? And if you want to learn fundamental analysis, I'll put it in the end screen later on. So with that, I hope that this helps you a little bit to determine your life calling. I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.